Hey guys, my name is Robert Joseph Stroud III. Today I'm just showing you my perspective on can I FaceTime people in sales. A little bit about me. I've worked for Cardone's elite sales team. We've used tactics that almost nobody has ever taught you. And on top of that, I've also sold while I was active duty military for my marketing company successfully. I've done door to door, which is roofing, solar. I got shot at 9 times. It was on the news. I've done over 300,000 cold calls. God knows how many demos. And I've used tactics that you probably never even heard of. So that's something I want to go over tonight. FaceTiming in sales. Number one, the answer is yes. Yes, yes, yes. To almost everything that you're going to ask in sales, can I do that? The question is going to be, it depends, but most likely yes. Can I call the prospect at 5 in the morning? I can't legally tell you to do that, but the answer is probably going to be that word right there. Can I call a prospect at 9 p.m. at night? Okay, great. The answer is probably going to be that word up there that starts with a Y. But it depends, right? You need to F around and find out. That is everything in life. You need to F around and find out. And that's the same with FaceTime. I F'd around and I found out that for me, it works, okay? By the way, best practices, we'll talk about it later, but trust is everything. So at the end of the day, you're just hacking human biology. And so if they're going to trust a face more than a voice, which is right there. Faces, not voices. So when you are talking to an individual, 5% is what you say, 38%, gotta remember the exact statistics, 38% is how you say it, and 55% is body language. But it changes on the cold call, which is that 20% is what you say, 80% is how you say it. But when you are doing this, they're seeing your face, they're seeing the way you move, they're seeing if they could trust you. Like, that's the most important thing in the world. Number 3, you need to ask yourself, what gives me the highest probability of success regardless of how I feel? Regardless of how I feel. Is it going to be is it the FaceTime? That is the question. And once you have an answer to that question, when you ask yourself that, you can go, oh, damn, it is doing that. It is doing that thing. It is taking 300 cold calls a day. It is taking 7 demos, right? It is FaceTiming that guy, even though it's uncomfortable. It is calling that guy that I blew out back, even though he's probably going to swear me up and down. What's going to give me the highest probability of success regardless of how I feel? And that might be FaceTime. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. But when I ask myself that question for certain prospects, it is. Number 4, it proves you have balls. You got balls and confidence in the product. So, I mean, goddamn, if somebody is gonna be like, yo man, what's up man? Like, I'm FaceTiming you right now. That takes some balls, okay? 1,000%. No need to go and expand on that. Number 5, increases commitment, decrease no-show. If you're a setter, I mean, like, you can do this at the end of a set. Hey, really quick, like, if you're in a big corporate office, you're not like me, like working remote. Maybe you don't do this when you're remote. I mean, I do. But if you're in a nice corporate office and you're dressed in a nice suit, which you should be wearing your N-dubs, you should be wearing your killer's outfit when you're at work, so you feel good about yourself, then you can FaceTime somebody at the end of a set, and you can be like, hey man, here, let me show you the office. Look at that. See that guy right there? That's the boss. That's the person you're buying from. Hey, say hi. Say hi to Carrie, you know? I would do it all the time. And on top of that, you could just finish out your last couple sentences of doing a set. Like, hey, any reason short of a nuclear apocalypse when you won't be able to make the call tomorrow at 1, got it. You know, and that's for like no-shows. Number 6, rapport is going to skyrocket. On top of that, I actually should have wrote somewhere down here. Man, I almost feel like I should. Your close rate is going to increase because of your rapport, okay? I understand there's certain people that are killers and they're like, hey dude, I don't care. I can just close them on a call. That's the way I've always done it. I got it. But like at the end of the day, you got to adapt or die. And if you're even watching a video like this, those people, it's not you, so it doesn't matter, but people like that exist. And you have to understand that there's always a better way to do something. Otherwise I wouldn't be making a video like this. And I'm not saying this is a better way to do something. I'm just saying, think outside the box. When you call somebody and you haven't seen their face, your close rate maybe 5 to 15%. I was looking at a statistic, which is that if you're doing a Zoom, it was more referring to Zooms, Google Meets, and FaceTimes combined, your closing rate is going to be 20 to 40% higher. So I mean, it essentially double or triples your closing rate if you see an individual's face. So don't be lazy. You're asking yourself that question. You're not going with the way you've always done it. Number 3, what gives me the highest probability of success regardless of how I feel? Oh, well, I've always done calls. I never do Zooms, Google Meets, FaceTimes. Okay, great. So you're just being a little B-word, and you gotta pick up your phone. You gotta grab your, you gotta make sure that's all there, okay? If it is, then you gotta pick up that phone and FaceTime a guy, all right? I mean, shout out to the ladies. Ladies in sales, I know, have I've seen girls in sales with bigger balls than me, dude. You guys are just killers. Like, seriously, I think that is, I cannot wait to see what the future holds for females in sales. Like, dude, there's just so many killers in every field, from solar to freaking remote to just B2B. Number 7, the video helps me control the frame. Like, dude, he's in my world now, bro. He's in my world now, bro. Remember, like, Spider-Man, when I got you for 3 minutes and you ain't going nowhere. It's playtime. Dude, he's in my corner, bro. You ain't going nowhere, big dog. You ain't going nowhere, man. I'm controlling the frame. I'm walking around. I'm showing you what I want to control, want to show you. All right. Number 8, the script is still in the corner of my screen. This is for the Googles and the Meet and the Google Meets and the Zooms and the FaceTimes. Dude, there's a way I can still have my script up. And it looks like this is evil. Maybe this is a little evil, but dude, this is just sales. Okay, I still have I'm not looking at him. He thinks I'm looking at him because I'm looking at my phone, but I'm looking at my script. Okay, I have my script, and then once the close comes, which I'm gonna be closing them on the call, I'm pulling up another Word document, which is all my objection handles. And I'm just scrolling down. All I need to care about then is my tonality. Oh, he's got the life objection. Let me scroll down to that part. Oh God, he's giving me the think about it. Let me scroll up to those. All right, I feel like he needs some inspiration closes. Let me scroll down on my inspiration close chart. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's perfect. So, number 9. Holy guacamole. Maybe I shouldn't say this. You could say anything on a FaceTime to close the deal. So, I'm gonna throw it to you like this. One of the greatest closers that I've ever met at Grant Cardone's organization. He's the top closer. And he's a guy in his late 20s, and I'm not going to say his first name because everybody would know who he is, and then I would be outing him. But I kind of already outed him by saying he is the top closer. But anyway, so this dude would close most people in person, and he closed them at an event, and he would say the most wild stuff. And I can't tell you the things that he said to these people in order to close them, because sometimes I gotta let the dead rest and leave. I can't touch that. I can't. I think I'm gonna have to take those to the grave. It's pretty bad. But I'm gonna tell you that this individual would say anything. Now, I'm not saying that you should say anything, but he would say some wild stuff. I'm not just talking about like lying. I'm not talking about lying. I'm talking about humor. He would say humor. He'd be like, hey, why don't you pick up your skirt, check if your balls are still there, And very humorous things. Think about the most wild things you would say to a person to be funny. Like I've heard him say it. But it's not recorded. Okay? You're on a FaceTime, you're in a corporate environment. Again, I'm not promoting this. I'm not saying you should do this. I'm just saying this is what I've done, and this is the reality of a FaceTime. Like, hey, I'm FaceTiming you, dude. We'll get outside. What's up, man? So, and I could say anything I want to close that deal. I could make any joke. I could swear. It's not in the CRM. It's not recorded. So, again, maybe I shouldn't have included that one, but I'm going to include it anyway. Number 10, how important is it to solve that problem, sir? Hey, look, I understand you don't want to pick up that FaceTime. Look, how important is it to solve XYZ problem in XYZ amount of time and get to XYZ goal? Okay, great. Sounds like it's important. I'm FaceTiming you right now. I'll go over the word track, by the way, how to get them on FaceTime in about a second. I'm just going over this. Here's the reality at the end of the day. If it works, it's the best way. If FaceTime works, that's the best way. If the dude wants to meet in person, he's old-fashioned, that's the best way. If I gotta call him, that's the best way. If it's an email, whatever. If I gotta close him over LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook, it is the best way. Whatever way works is the best way. That is it. That is the end of the story. All right, and that was actually taught to us by Grant Cardone when he's saying which social media platform is best. He's like, dude, it's the one that works. someone that works. Okay. So number 12, if you guys know Apple, you go Google me. So here's like basically the word track. Hey dude, like let's say I'm on my CRM, I'm on my laptop, I'm calling through a laptop. Hey dude, this is an Apple, right? I just shot you the text on the phone, because the best practice when you're calling somebody, you want to make sure that you're texting them while you're calling them. That creates trust, and it's in another video I'm going to make. But you should be texting them while you're on the phone with them. You should be emailing them while you're on the phone with them. No excuses. On your CRM, it should be super easy. Boop, boop, boop. You have a text and an email template. And if not, guess what you also have? On your Apple, you have something called keyboard shortcuts. You're welcome. Look it up. Watch a YouTube on keyboard shortcuts. That means that I type, let's say anything I want. Like let's say I type AB, and then I could make a keyboard shortcut. It creates a whole paragraph that I pre-saved with a photo. That saved me so much time. Oh my God, keyboard shortcuts is amazing. So anyway, I already sent them a text over the phone, and I'm like, hey dude, I saw the text pop up. Well, you're an Apple, right? Yeah. Hey, check it out. Do you see that on your phone? What is that? Hey dude, that's the FaceTime, man. Press yes. And then he presses yes, and then you're good, right? If he says, no, hey man, like I don't know about that. Completely understand, sir. Like at the end of the day, we're trying to find a way to create trust, and you're not gonna trust me over a phone call. So go ahead and pick that up. At the end of the day, like how important is it to solve this problem? Like, dude, it'll be 5 seconds max, and I'll hang up on myself. Hey sir, it'll be about 17 seconds max. Throw a random number, and I will hang up on myself. We're about to finish up the call anyway. Okay, so go ahead and click yes on that. I'm ready when you are. So this is going to be a part of a whole series. Okay, if you like this video, you need to watch this one. Hey, thank you to my mentors. Thank you to you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I will respond to the comments.